All right, hello everybody. I'm Brian, and this is Amy News and Conversation. We're here at second full day of Amy Exchange in New Orleans, 2025. I'm here with at least one guest you're gonna recognize right away, our good man Brian Hawkins, and next to him is one of those students that you might catch at Exchange. There's a little bit of a shine in their eyes. They're wilded by everything that's going on, but the great story here is that this is a student who is already. I mean, you're already kind of part of the field. You already know what's going on. So I want to talk a little bit about that path you've already started, right? And it might be a way for other students to talk to you and say, "Oh, I want to do that. I want to follow that same kind of pathway." So let's dive straight into it. Why don't you introduce yourself? Tell me who you are and what you're doing here.
Absolutely. My name is Jovan Ervin. I was born in New Orleans. I graduated from International High School of New Orleans. I also attended NOCC, New Orleans Career Center for Culinary. I'm here with my lovely mentor, Mr. Hawkins. Mr. Hawkins, he's a great guy. He's pretty much, I found out about this industry through him and from him to my mom. And pretty much, I've only heard great things about it. I'm happy to be a part. I'm happy to start. I start school literally tomorrow.
Oh wow.
Start school tomorrow. I'm kind of nervous. When I first walked through these doors, it's like I saw everything, and I truly realized it opened my eyes to how big this industry is.
Yeah.
It's big, but also well connected. Like it's a nice community. It's actually people actually want to take care of each other, and not just who can make the most money or who can, you know.
Yeah.
And so I just love that. And I love everyone I met. They always give me great advice, and they actually care about me and want to see me grow. And I just love that.
Well, you know what, Brian, I got to say, when I first saw Javon on the floor and you were interacting with people and everything, I already thought you were working for Trimedics or somebody else. Like, it seems like you knew you belong here. You knew you felt that way. So that's amazing to hear about. But you mentioned you were in culinary first. So I'm curious, what's the story there?
As far it's not people ask me about it, but it's not
Mhm.
really a story. I just like to cook. I really like to cook. From a young age, I have to cook for my brothers. My mom she'll be off at work. I have to cook. I just love food. My favorite meal is probably steak.
Okay.
I just like to cook.
But okay, so you started off, you were doing a little bit of education in HTM. Bryant was one of your mentors, one of your teachers, but you did start working elsewhere, and it wasn't in the HTM field. So what's the transition? Walk me through your career path so far.
So my career path, as in like my very first job.
Yeah, no, I'm just curious what brought you to HTM.
At first, I was originally going for. Well, let me start it off. There's this career program in New Orleans called Youth Force NOLA,
Yeah.
and there's an internship program that helps students like get better careers and actually learn right soft skills, professional skills, etiquette, stuff like that. And so I originally did that for. I was going into banking and finance, like accounting and
No kidding.
yeah,
Yeah.
because all on my dad's side, most of my family, like my auntie, she's an accountant. My dad, he's a business major,
Sure.
and it was
It
just
seemed the natural progression.
yeah.
Sure.
And so, actually, believe it or not, I had to write a whole essay and all this to switch once I found out about HTM because he talked to my mom and she introduced me to it, and I was like, what? That sounds really cool. It turns out Brian was a old family friend
No kidding.
that they
All right.
that they known for since they were kids, and I thought that was God. I thought it was God. It was a great opportunity, and so I switched it, did all the stuff, and I had an intern with Trimedics at the Children's Hospital,
Oh, great. Okay.
Yes.
and that was for about a month,
Yes.
over a month.
And what is it? Brian? Why don't you tell me a little bit about that internship? What is normally happens there for the
Yeah.
interns?
Well, the way it worked, he mentioned Youth Force NOLA brought
Yeah.
it to us, and well, it's called Manning Family Children's now. They they partner with Youth Force, and they bring in kids for the summer, and for 6 weeks they put them in different departments around the hospital. So when I heard that, I said, "Look, give me one, give me two,"
Yeah, yeah.
and just so happened I'm, excuse me, I was talking to his mom, and I was DJing a party, and I was talking to
A
his
man of many talents.
I was talking to his mom after the party. I said, "Hey, how you kids?" She said, "Yeah, I got a son. He's going to Youth Force NOLA intern." I said, "Whoa." Send them to me.
Yeah.
She said, why? I said, what do you do? And that's all she had to say. I went into the spiel about HTM. She said, he coming. And
How'd you feel about that? Because here's your parents being like, yeah, okay, we know you want to go in financing, but.
Well, the way she did it, she didn't bring it to me like that. She brought it because we were sitting down on her bed, and then we talked about it. And then she just gave me that option. And she just, well, you know when a parent, they give you an option, but it's not really an option. It's not, they're not suggesting it there, you know?
Right.
It was kind of one of those situations, but she'd try, like, of course she wants the best for me, and I'm pretty sure that's why. And she knew one thing. She didn't want me to go for, like, let's say I did go to for a university for, let's say, accounting.
Sure.
And then, like, just the debt that it comes with, and just she wanted me to choose something that I truly want to do, and not just because, let's say, my family did this, or my family all majored in business, so I should too, or I have to try to impress someone else, or make a my life career for someone else approval. And so that's kind of also the message she wanted to deliver, and she just laid it out for me. And
no, it's worth saying that the NOLA program, we got to give them the shout out because they're really all about finding those other career paths that you might have not even thought about.
Absolutely.
When I was in high school, I had no idea what the heck HTM is. I don't think people think about these. What are the people doing on the back end of hospitals? It's so essential. You're supporting so much. I mean, your podcast is all about that.
Absolutely, yep. And it's just tell this one thing. While he was interning with me, he couldn't technically touch equipment.
Yeah.
So, invert through CT, through CBET, they gave me the with Oculus goggles. So he was able to use that and train on it.
Oh, that's cool.
That's how he did it. And then on his last day, I said, I'm going to take you a walk around, let you see how this looks in real time.
Very nice.
And he was amazed to see how the equipment was on the kids. And I think that might have sealed the deal. To me, I don't know if it did.
Was that the moment that it felt like
it sealed the deal because it really put in perspective. Like, I see the equipment. They're sitting in like this room, not too big, not too small, in this room just fixing equipment.
Yeah.
And I really see it in action, actually helping kids. I see it with the IV, with the anesthesia. I see this actually in works, and I'm like, this isn't just, they aren't just fixing equipment. They're actually helping people.
Yeah.
You know, without the equipment, without them, they wouldn't have the equipment to save people or help people. And so that kind of, it did seal the deal.
No, I love that. And it's even more interesting. I know there's a point later in your life where you're kind of, it's almost like fate is slapping you in the face, being like, no, it's time to get into HTM, man. Why don't you tell me about that?
I would say yes, because throughout all of my life progressions, something tragic but funny, but depends how you take it.
Sure.
It was September 3rd exactly, about 7:23 a.m. Sorry, I was getting off of the RTA. That's the public transportation to go to school.
Yeah.
And I walked past, and then boom, I got hit by a car.
Oh no.
I got hit by a car. Got flipped. I got what my friends say. I got Chevied. I got Chevied. Yeah.
Got Chevied. All right.
Yeah.
So what happens?
And so when I'm laying in the hospital, because I was under a lot of medication. So I woke up and I look to my left, and I see a traumatic sticker, and then I look to my right and then I see another traumatic sticker, and it just felt me with this sense of comfort. Just felt me with this sense of comfort, and I knew that it brought me to all the BMEDs. The job of being a BMED is actually helping people, and I'm one of the people that they helped. And I don't know if it was Brian's team fixing this equipment or someone else, but at the end of the day, I knew I was in good hands and I felt safe.
That's fantastic. Yeah. That's really cool. So you're starting pretty soon. What are you expecting out of all this?
As soon as this is about a 16-month course, so I did the thinking I should graduate 2026, around October. I don't know the exact date, but around October.
Okay.
And as soon I know about, is it 6 weeks before I graduate, I have to go into an internship.
Gotcha.
And my lovely mentor here, he's welcomed me with open
He's already
arms.
coming.
He's just buttering you up right now, man.
He's good at it too.
He has welcomed me with open arms, and even after I have a job placement with him at TriMedics.
Hopefully.
So, hopefully.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Hey,
Fingers crossed.
Gotta aim to impress. But still.
Gotta aim high.
There you go.
And I'm truly grateful for everything that I've done and I was able to do. But at the end of the day, like I said yesterday, no, the day before yesterday when I gave a speech, at the end of the day, I also do have to thank myself because even though all of these people were there to help me, I still was the one to put that foot forward.
Confidence, man.
Yeah.
Confidence gets you so far in life. Is that the advice that you would give your peers? What would you tell them if they it doesn't have to be a BMEC career, but if they're looking into a career path, what should they be thinking about?
I would say find something that you truly want to do. Don't let anyone else try to misguide you. Figure out what you want to do, and also be confident enough to at least take that first step. Because, like I'm always told, open mouths don't get fed. If you don't say anything, it can never happen. For example, I could bring this back to when I was in culinary school. For the teachers to walk around in a jacket, they had a special jacket.
Sure.
And so, me being me, I walked up and said, "Hey, I want that jacket." And they said, "You can't have this." And so, after a lot of back and forth and bickering, I said, "Let's make a deal. If I get an A on my exam, if I get an A on my exam, on all my exams, can I get it?" And he said, "Yes." He said, "Okay."
Oh, there you go.
And so I got a 98, and I said, and he handed it to me, and that was that.
Yeah. Well, I got to say, man, even if you're going to, be exploring the BMEC career and really climbing in that ladder, it's not going to stop you from cooking. I think you're just going to have grateful coworkers around you more often than
Exactly.
not. So that's awesome. And Brian, I'm curious, are there going to be other students, other interns through Trimedics or other programs? What would you tell other departments who are looking to bring young people in?
As far as our industry,
Yeah.
yes, I would tell them as much as always. I mean, that's to me, the way we get kids into this industry is through internship. And when we get them in the internship, don't just put them on IV pumps. Don't just put them on duties, chores. I actually treat my interns as if they work for me. And my team does the same thing. And he giving me the credit, but my team spent more time with him than me. And they took to him like a little brother, and they're excited what he's doing right now just as much as I am. So it's like every biomed out there, if you have a biomed company, a biomed department, go look for interns. I go to high schools looking for them.
Yeah.
And that's how we do this. That's how we fill this industry up. And I'll say this one thing. I asked everybody everybody I see, I said, how many young people you talk to? I said, you should talk to every young person that's here because they probably are overwhelmed at all of this. And that's what I try to do. I talk to the 2 colleges that had their kids here and take selfies with them. And they say, I follow you. I said, great, I follow you too now.
Not all of them are as confident as Jovan. You're just walking around like you own the place.
Yeah, man.
But one thing I will say, I don't mean to interrupt you,
Go ahead,
Mr.
man.
Hawkins.
Yes.
But I do also want to give, like he said, thanks to his team. Like, for example, the first person I had to shadow, his name was Devin. He recently transferred to Texas, right? And so the first was him, and there's Devin, there's Tan, there's George.
Give them all the shout outs. Yeah, they got the whole crew.
Caesar.
George and there's Caesar, I spend about time equally with all of them.
Yeah.
And they're all just great people. They all love what they do. They're all they're friends. They're not just coworkers, they're friends. And I just think it is a wonderful experience. They taught me a lot. They will talk about life. They'll talk to me about girls. They'll talk to me about, I think one time we talked about taxes, TV shows, and just food.
That's
much.
the team building. That's the employee retention right there. Right?
Hey.
Yeah, that's it. No, that's great. No, I appreciate both of you joining me just to talk about this and give a sense of, how do you get the students interested? How do you get them to understand there are other career paths that you might fall in love with overnight?
Yes.
Or you might get chevied and get reminded that you should get into that.
Look both ways.
Look both ways.
Nah, believe it or not, ever since that I look 3 ways. I look twice. I look twice back and forth, and I look up. I don't know why, but I look up.
I'm gonna check with some other higher powers, I guess, right there.
Yeah.
All right, hey, Brian, Jovan, thank you so much for joining me today,
Absolutely.
sharing your story. All right, enjoy the rest of Exchange.
Yes,
Thanks.
sir.
Take care.